What's going on, world?
Hey, everybody.
It's your guy, TJ, the ambassador of the new cool.
And your girl, Dani. No ambassador.
That works. I mean, listen, you don't gotta be anything. Just be yourself.
The permanently exhausted pigeon.
Call yourself a pigeon.
Because you ever never heard the saying? It's like, you know, sometimes they'll say people are night owls or early birds. And then, like, sometimes I'm like some type of permanently exhausted pigeon.
I think people are going to hear that and be like, she's a pigeon. She's a bird.
I'm not a bird.
I mean, you are from Queens. That does make sense.
First of all, we're not going to do a slander queens on the show.
I'm calling you a pigeon now.
Yeah, I'm not like that, no.
I'm going to change your...
my contact information?
Yeah, I'll put a little pigeon on it. Anyway, whatever. If you're... tuning in for the first time, thank you for tuning in to Lovers Quarrel. And if this is a repeat lover, thank you for coming back, you know?
Yes.
We didn't have an episode last week.
We did not.
And we'll discuss that. I mean, we could discuss it now. Why not?
Yeah.
Me and Dani was recording, and it just wasn't flowing.
It wasn't. It felt... You know, it's funny, like, even though we've grown up together, we know we've been together all this time, that, like, we still have moments where sometimes it just, the vibe isn't right. And it wasn't right then, and it was kind of felt a little forced. And, you know,
yeah,
when we opted not to, I supported it.
Well, anytime we don't record, you're up to it, so. That's
not true.
Anyway. It was...
Shady lady.
It was definitely something that, I think it's fair to our lovers, to our new listeners. It's just fair to everybody that we didn't put it out.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was thinking about saving it, but I was like, I'm going to delete it. Like, it does never need to air.
You're not going to put it, you didn't put it in the Disney vault?
No, there's no Disney vault. It's in the depths of hell. So, you know, a lot of people liked it. So...
They respect it. I think that's quality over quantity.
I mean, that's the goal. The goal is to put out quality episodes, put out quality things. And if it's not going to be quality, then I don't want to put my stamp on it. So I apologize, but I appreciate y'all for understanding and you know, supporting us as we continue to do our thing and grow. So
yeah.
With that being said, we can get into the episode.
All right. Y'all know what time it is. Going down. So, my elevator talk this week is not that bad. It definitely could way things to be way worse. But sometimes, especially during this time of year, like there's so much going on. School has started for me. So, I'm back in teacher mode. And also back in fully in student mode too. And I hate how, like, with all the things going on, how sometimes, like, how forgetful, I get frustrated with, like, how forgetful, how, like, one-track minded I am. Now, I am a firm believer in that there's no such thing as multitasking. I have been given evidence from our listeners that support my claim. But even though I understand who I am as someone who can really only do one thing at a time, it does still frustrate me that sometimes, like, I'll have something in my mind and, like, okay, I gotta remember to do this. I gotta remember to do this. And, like, literally in my classroom, I'll go from, like, the door to my desk and I will have forgotten what it was that I wanted to do because, like, two other things have popped into my head.
And you're old.
I'm not old.
Oh, my fault.
Because last time I checked, you and I were born in the same decade. We are only 8 months apart. Stop it.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
And I'm 30.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to leave it right at that. But go ahead.
You're like, well, if we want to be specific, you're 30 in X number of months.
This is your moment. I'm sorry.
This is my moment.
I apologize to you, love.
You're forgiven.
Sounded very phony. Well, go ahead.
Anywho. So, yeah, I just feel like, you know, it's just frustrating sometimes when I want to, like, get so much accomplished. And my brain is literally like, nah, bitch, like, you're gonna, like, something's gonna fall out of your head just as fast. And I do everything, like, Post-its are my best friend. I have a dry erase board in my classroom. Like, as things pop into my head, I, like, run back and write them down because otherwise I'll forget. And, you know, but It is what it is. It's just sometimes it's just kind of annoying and kind of frustrating because, listen, I got a lot to do and I don't have time to be sitting there thinking about what it is that I forgot. So, you know, and bear with me, those who love me and care for me and know me when I do get like this, because it doesn't mean that I don't care. It just means that if I forgot. So that's me. What's up with you?
Can we go up?
Going up.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be positive. You know, I think it's always good to be positive sometimes.
It is good
and
to be
it balances
positive.
out. You know, the yin to your yang.
Oh, so I'm the negative and you're the positive?
I mean, you're negative this week. You were down. So
Okay.
let me bring you up. You know.
All right.
We had an article
Mm-hmm.
done about us on exonicole.com. We will put the article in our notes so that way you can check on us, see what they wrote. It was well written. I loved it.
See about us.
Shout out to Ashley. She's the writer. And
Yes.
I bugged her for months. I think it started back in April or May, and it just came out 2 weeks ago.
Like 2 weeks ago, yeah.
So shout out to her. So that's a positive. Nike with the Kaepernick.
Dope.
I think that's amazing. And you know, it's kind of, they actually lost a lot of money. Like their stock is going down. So that's also another positive because they can buy some Nike stock.
Yeah,
so that way when that thing bounces back up, get those buckets.
They'll rebound fine.
Yeah, definitely. So you know, it's just those are the two major things. You know.
I do have one good thing.
Oh, see, you see how it works.
Shut up.
You see how it works. I give the positivity. Positivity comes back. What's going on?
As y'all know, Tatum's in daycare now, or maybe y'all don't know, but Tatum's in daycare now, and it's corny, but whatever. I'm her mother, and I can feel this way. But I don't know. It makes me so happy inside to know that like she has a favorite color. Her favorite color is yellow, y'all. And it's like she has like little student work now. And like I took one and I stuck it in my room, my classroom and stuff. And I think it's just adorable. And like what I was saying is just like, you know, as her mom, I feel like I look at her sometimes and I'm like, yo, you were just 2 lines on a stick one time. And now you have a favorite color. And that's just amazing to me. Like that's just, you know, God at work type of thing. So
agreed.
It's like I said, it's
I think that's always a positive though. That's kind of a
what?
Kind of like a cheat code.
A Chico what? Oh, like, I listened to Chico. I'm like, what about Chico? No, you mean a cheat code?
Yeah, I said a cheat code. It's kind of like a cheat code. Like,
how is it a cheat code?
Because she's
always
so positive. So it's like it's hard to ever say something. At least for me, it's hard to say anything bad about her.
Well, I mean, in the sense that like.
No, I'm joking right now.
Oh,
they get defensive.
No, I'm not defensive. I'm just saying. All I was gonna say was like, for me, it's the concept of like, you really do get to like relive things by seeing them through a child's eyes. Like, you know, we don't remember our first of anything because we were babies and kids, but like we get to experience all of her first and see it through her eyes. So like, you know, to me, it's like more meaningful because it's like. I don't remember what my first favorite color was, but like I know Tatum's was yellow, and I know that like, you know, her first words and things like that. So, like she has so many firsts ahead of her, and
100%
things that we take for granted. But you know, as mom and dad, like we get to look them over and experience them first. So I don't know. I mean, that made me happy. Something about her having a favorite color. Like I kind of, when I was pregnant, I used to wonder about that. Like, what's your favorite color going to be? What's your favorite, you know, Sesame Street character going to be? Like, what kind of person are you going to be? I know that's not your bag. I know it's not like what you think of. And, like, you were just like, I just want a healthy baby. But I thought about that stuff. I think about the personality stuff.
But that's what happens. People have different preferences. Doesn't mean right or wrong.
Absolutely.
You know, you thought about that, and I guess it would be pessimistic.
Pessimistic, yeah.
In a way of, I don't want to think about the future. I want to think about the now. So Because what if we would have wondered that stuff and then she was a stillborn?
Okay.
You know, so
that is pessimistic.
You're taking my positive and making it go down. But
no,
anyway,
I'm not trying to.
Yes, Tatum makes everybody happy. So
she is. She does. Excuse me.
So that's it for our elevator. Can we get off?
Prepare for the closing doors.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And now it's time for the relationship tip of the week. I have my relationship tip.
I have mine too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Prior proper planning, huh?
I'm coming back, you feel me?
Oh, okay.
Relationship tip
You want to go first?
of the week.
I went first last time.
Listen. Come home. Wait for your significant other to walk through that door.
I can see his face.
You say, "Hey, bae, let's take a walk." Boom.
Take a walk. I feel like that was the advice you gave already.
I never gave that advice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a walk.
Let's take a walk.
Like Jill Scott? Let's take a long...
I don't like Jill Scott, so...
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. I mean, nice walks are really nice.
Simple. You know, you get to see
the world,
outside,
nature.
Get the oxygen.
When are we going on a walk? Can we go on a walk tomorrow?
Sure.
I like that.
If you can remember and you're not too busy, I'm down.
I am very busy right now, but
so
I will take the time. I will take 30 minutes to go for a walk with you, and you and Tatum, since you'll probably be there too. But all right, so TJ's relationship tip of the week. I thought you were gonna go someplace else with that commentary too, but I thought you were gonna it was gonna be something like, let's go do it, but maybe not.
That's not really a tip. That should be happening anyway, but
Why you got your midnight voice on? You got a sexy voice on.
Give it a tip, man. Get out of here.
You got the little sexy voice on.
This is my voice.
It's my voice. All right. So my relationship tip of the week is something that TJ and I just did the other day. So
what did we do the other day?
We went to an escape room.
That's your tip?
So not specifically.
My tip is definitely better than.
I didn't even finish.
All right, go ahead.
Hater. So my tip of the week is not to specifically necessarily go to an escape room, but TJ and I went to an escape room over Labor Day weekend, and I think we had a really good time. And I think too, what was dope about the experience is because it was just he and I in the room, it forced us to communicate with each other. It forced us to have to work as a team and build together. And my suggestion is to folks is that when you're in a relationship and you're, kind of feeling like cogs in the machine, sometimes you get out of, even though you're in sync, you're out of sync. And doing something like an escape room, doing something where it requires conversation or requires collaboration or thought can be an opportunity for you guys to remember all of the positive attributes that your partner has that are useful in times in this case in an escape room, whatever. TJ and I think differently about in pretty much everything in life, but in the room, I think our differences is what helped us kind of get the job done. Even though we only had 3 minutes to spare, we still got out, and it was an effort. So we always people default to movies, they default to things where you don't really have to communicate. You just sit back and let somebody else entertain you. But and then conversations over dinner aren't always easy because we have our phones, we have other people sometimes. But so do something like an escape room or something where you can kind of work together, So that's my tip of the week.
I think my tip is better.
I think my tip is better.
Of course you do because you said it, but
that's the only reason why you think yours is better because you said it.
Mine is it was simple.
And mine was thoughtful.
Yeah, thoughtful, but mine is simple and thoughtful. Like you don't have to think about it. You don't have to do too much. Let's walk. How many people walk? Think about it.
Not enough. I know me and you need to, we could definitely stand for more romantic walks because we don't have opportunities to do them like that as often.
So.
But I still think mine is better.
So.
We'll let the listeners decide.
I won.
You didn't.
And on that note, we will take a break. Hear a message from our sponsors.
Whoop, whoop.
Hey friend, it's time for you to ditch those workout gloves and get the grip and wrist support you deserve. What do you suggest? You need to get the Gainz Load and Lock grips by Gainz Sports Gear. They are more durable than gloves, have a non-slip grip pad that provides grip support and added wrist support unlike your traditional workout gloves, and will protect your hands from calluses. Do they come in different colors? Not only do they come in different colors, but they are available for men and women. Do yourself a favor, go to GainSportsGear.com. And remember, a better grip equals a better lift. Embrace the process.
And you too can embrace the process by using our code LOVERS10 at GainSportsGear.com. And that's Gainz with a Z, Gainz, sportsgear.com. And now, back to the show.
And we're back. So, it is time now for a listener letter, email, DM, whichever way they want to communicate with us in these streets. And I've got one for us. I'm gonna
shoot your shot.
I'm gonna read it off. So it's not, this lover is not asking for advice for herself, but she's given the scenario of a friend of hers, and it's a doozy. Ready? So, dear Dani and TJ, I love the show. Keep doing what y'all doing. Thank you. I have a question about not me, but a friend of mine, and I'm just going to know if my opinion is that far-fetched, or does anyone else agree with me on this idea? So she has a friend. She said they've been together for 6 years. However, over these last 6 years, she has literally followed him across the country as he finds new jobs and careers and school experiences. They have repeatedly cheated on each other and have even broken up for a minute during the 6-year relationship. After breaking up, she found someone that she did really like, but old boy came back and proposed while they were broken up, and she said yes because she felt like she put in the work with him and deserved to be married, even though, according to our lover, they don't really like each other and they step out on each other often. They're getting married next year, even though she is miserable and doesn't feel fulfilled. And basically, she doesn't want to feel like she put in all those years and walk away. Also, as an addendum to this is like a destination wedding, so there's like a lot of money being put out for this event that's coming up. So we've got a friend of our lover who spent 6 years with a guy, broke up, they cheated on each other. While they were broken up, he comes back and proposes.
So that cancels each other out, but go ahead.
That doesn't stop. And then, basically, he proposes while they were broken up, and she's marrying him because she doesn't want to feel like she gave him her best years, I guess, and got nothing out of it.
Sounds like it's going to be doomed.
It's going to rain. It's going to, like, monsoon on their wedding day as, like, a bad omen.
So there's no question. It was just more like...
Well, yeah, I think it was just kind of like, am I tripping for feeling like my friend is crazy?
No, that sounds ridiculous. I wouldn't be going to the wedding. I'm not paying for...
Yeah, I'm not...
I'm not paying for a destination for somebody...
To be like, I'm getting divorced in 6 months.
Yeah, it's...
Like, I can go on a vacation on my own. Yeah, I'm sorry. Your friend, like, needs to run in the opposite direction of the man that she's marrying.
I mean, but I think we see that commonly. I think it's a common thing, you know? Some people are looking... It's kind of like the what's next factor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we're getting older and society tells us that we're supposed to be married, supposed to have kids, you know?
Yeah. And that's not everybody's path. It's not everybody's journey.
It's not. But I'm just saying, so sometimes we make these bad decisions based off of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, as a friend, the friend should speak to their friend and let them know, like, this isn't the best thing. You know, the whole thing about the new cool. That's my man Jay Hill.
Oh, dubbed you?
He didn't dub me. I dubbed myself.
Oh.
See, I can't say like I'm the owner. I'm the founder. He's the one who put me on the game, but that's my guy. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's about doing what's right. You know, we live in society, and society tells us what we're supposed to like, how we're supposed to like, and everything else. There's guys out here who have the perfect woman, or the girls out there, or women out there who have the perfect man, but because society says you should be with a baller, they don't mess with that person. Mm-hmm. Or society says he's not your type, she's not your type, you don't pursue it. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, I really like this person, but society wouldn't accept us together, so I'd rather be alone, you know? Mm-hmm. So now we have somebody who's
about to walk into a loveless
They have
marriage.
a toxic relationship.
Super toxic.
It's very toxic, and once you get married, depending on what state you're in, shit can happen, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't know their professions, but, you know, you don't want to go into a marriage and you're in a state where when you divorce, you have to split everything as is, you know? It's so many different things that people don't think when getting married. They don't think about, you know, everything that goes into it. They don't think about the outcomes and the what ifs.
Yeah, and normally I would say, like, it's not even about the, like, oh, what happens, what does the person get if, you know, we get divorced or whatever, because, like, normally I would kind of, like, get on you about that, but in this case, I feel like they're if they do say I do, they're destined to be divorced. And then imagine, like you said, like, if you are in a state where, like, your assets have to be split equitably, like, now somebody that you never even loved to begin with and probably really can't stand because you're divorcing and everything like that, now they get a stake in the things that you worked for, so you're gonna be even more pissed off because of that. So our lover, your friend, and her I'm assuming her fiance are in for a world of pain and hurt if they go through with it. Rather save yourself. You know what, it might be embarrassing, and for the moment you might feel shame because you've got, you know, you've made these wedding plans, you might have sent out save the dates and invitations, but what good, I said, what does that do you if you go ahead and you say I do, and then you get divorced 6 months later or a year later? People still gonna look at you crazy. And that's the thing, like, I think that this person's friend is more consumed with, like, keeping up appearances or what it looks like TJ was saying, like, what society says, because, you know, I don't want to look like I wasted my time. You are not the first, and you will not be the last person to have spent years in a relationship for it to not work out, or for you to not end up with that person for the rest of your life. That's what people are in your lives for reasons and seasons sometimes, and that's all that he might have been. But, like,
communication is the key, though, and
but they're clearly not. Yeah.
No, well, I'm not talking about for them. I'm just saying in general.
Oh, yeah.
I think as people, we have to just learn how to communicate better, you know, and have tougher skin. Not everything that's said is meant to be hurtful. And if you love somebody, trust somebody, then when they tell you something, you got to know who they are. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a difference when somebody who hates on you is telling you something. Mm-hmm. When someone who, like, loves you and care for you, or doesn't want to see you hurt, so they're really giving you that information.
Yeah. I mean, I think to our lover that sent this in, I definitely don't fault you for, like, and you didn't say whether or not you've spoken to your friend about this or not, but if you haven't, you know, as gently as possible, at least bring it up one good time in good faith. But if you've already done that and that's not really working, I definitely wouldn't spend your hard-earned money going to their wedding, because you can go on a good vacation probably somewhere else with less tension in the air than this wedding's going to be, because the infidelity, the probably the playing of the games and stuff like that.
I mean, it may be a good show, though. You might see something. It may be a good show. You sitting there, you know,
sips tea.
Maybe one of the exes come in and be like, nah.
What if like old boy came in, the one that she was dating, and he like came back and scooped her up?
He had a Wayne moment.
Baby, please.
So
I do. But yeah, nah. That wedding is a sham, and it's going to make a mockery of marriage, because they're not in it to win it now. They haven't been for quite some time, and ultimately, it doesn't matter if you're together 6 months, 6 years, 60 years. When something's not right, it's not right, and then the longer you let it drag out, the worse you're gonna be. The worse off you're gonna be. And this is now before they even have kids. Don't let there be kids into the situation, because then you're tethered to the same person for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I mean, kids complicates things. And once you add kids to it, that's when people really become vindictive and nasty and selfish, because kids don't ask to be born. So, I mean, I wish them the best. I hope maybe they grow up, maybe they mature with marriage. But I would say save your money.
It's not a Band-Aid. That's a band. Ugh, I hate that I'm quoting Taylor Swift, but that's a Band-Aid over a bullet hole, because I don't think marriage is going to fix all of that, at least not soon. But hopefully our 2 cents helps you out, lover, and hopefully if you haven't talked to your friend...
They just want an opinion.
So. Well, yeah. Okay, you're right. Well, to our lover, you are not tripping. Your friend is bugging for marrying this guy. So... you're in good company. Me and TJ on your team you. So, with that being said, excuse me, we're gonna go right into our quarrel. Shaba. That has nothing to do with fighting, but because I can imagine that this wedding that we're talking about was on an island, I just thought about like. That just kind of got me a little riled up, and that's where I was going with it. Island vibes.
Straight racial.
It was island vibes.
Yeah, I think that was like racist. I might be wrong. I may be using the wrong word. Prejudice.
Okay, well, you know what? If that's how it comes across, I do apologize.
Okay, you and your Trump shit.
That's what we're not going to do. We're not going to compare me to
you
that
and your
man.
Trump shit. I feel you.
That's your guy. Him, Kanye, you. Y'all just a little love fest over there.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I guess this is going to be the quarrel, because there's no love fest. Listen, I just don't hate people as much as other people hate people. Like, it doesn't...
I don't hate, but I just don't...
You do hate.
Who do I hate?
You hate Donald Trump.
I hate everything about him. Absolutely. He's a horrible human being.
All I'm saying is that I don't care enough, so... And maybe that's a bad take to have. Maybe I should care more.
I think you should. I think what it is though is like, not to say that you don't think that the things that he says and does are wrong or are bad, but that because they don't impact your day to day, that's where you're like, you can kind of like check out a little bit.
I mean, I just check out because I'm like, it's not going to change anything. Like, we're rallying, you're upset. It's not going to change nothing until it's time to change something. So when it's voting time, yes, I'm going to go out there and vote.
But you can build groundswell. You can still. I mean, I have no choice but to respect that aspect of your opinion on that, and that's fine. But I definitely can be vocal about my anger and distaste for him as a person and for his policies.
Just keep the same energy.
I have kept the same energy.
You hate Donald Trump, and it's cool.
I hate everything about him.
Fuck Donald Trump, see? But I'm not gonna be like, only fuck part of Donald Trump.
No, it's fuck all of Donald Trump. Absolutely.
I only hate what he does, but I don't hate
and who he is,
how he does it.
I hate everything that he does.
Okay.
And says.
Anyway. So, what is a quarrel?
So this week for the quarrel, I kind of wanted to do something a little different. Okay, so
okay,
jump in the car with me, ride along with me with this one.
Okay.
So I thought that you and I could do kind of like a Lovers Quarrel, but like a hot takes edition, where I came up with just a few random questions, but in the hopes that you and I would have something to like debate or discuss over it. So they like the questions literally span topics There's no like rhyme or reason to them. But we have to give like our knee-jerk response to the question, and then we can like hash it out depending on what our opinions are. So it's like, because a hot take is literally you say something, you give like your knee-jerk reaction to it, and then you go from there.
So we're going to do like a knee-jerk reaction and then talk about our knee-jerk reaction? Or we're just going to say it and just keep going?
No, we're going to say it and we're going to talk about it a little bit.
All right.
All right. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
You ready?
Shoot.
All right. First hot take question.
No.
I cannot stand you.
Go ahead.
Is cheerleading a sport?
No.
Yes. Why don't you think it's a sport?
What makes it a sport?
First of all, cheerleading is competitive. They have competitions. There's a modicum of athleticism that they have to have. They get rated, they get scored, and they wear uniforms.
Okay.
What are you doing? Are you Googling?
I'm looking it up just to see a sport. An athletic activity requiring skill or physical prowess and often of a competitive nature as racing, baseball, tennis, golf. You get it. I mean, based off of that, yes, it can be a sport. It's not a sport that I would watch. Do they have an Olympic cheerleading?
No, but not all sports have
I'm just asking.
Olympic level.
Just inquiring. I mean,
there's no Olympics for football, and that's a sport.
There's no Olympic for football. Yeah, I mean it'll be hard to do
because only America plays football like that, the way we play it.
So, I mean, anything can be a sport. Spades can be.
No, it requires no athletic prowess, as your definition said. Spades is a competition, but it's not a sport.
Being a porn star can be a sport.
No, because it's not
physical
competitive.
Prowess. It is competitive.
What's competitive about porn?
They got to make sure that they, you know what I mean, they bust that ass.
No, there's no competition in porn in the sense of like somebody keeping score and all that stuff like that. There's no winners or losers.
I'm pretty sure there's a porn where it's like
a fuckathon.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodbye.
You know what I mean?
Cheerleading is a sport.
Whatever. You can have it, I guess.
I do. I'll take it. All right. Next one. What should the legal age for drinking be? We can say our answers at the same time. So I'm going to count to 3 and then we'll say a number, okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3. 18. Oh, we agree. Oh. Why do you say 18?
Nah, I say 19. That's got to be different.
You're such a contrarian.
I mean, 18 because niggas you was drinking since you was like 8.
That's a lie. Do not put slander in my name out here. That's not true.
He was like 13.
Not true.
14?
No. I was not 14 years old drinking.
All right, whatever.
Did I have a sip of alcohol when I was like maybe like 16? Sure.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
And I really did not drink regularly until I turned 21. I had like some drinks here or there when I was in college.
I knew you when you was in college. Stop it.
I did not drink all the time.
You are lying.
Where
was I
drink
all the time?
When was I drinking all the time in college?
You didn't throw up before your class because you were drunk?
That's like literally the only time I could think of before.
You weren't drinking before that?
Only time in college.
You're going to sit here on the mic and lie that you weren't drinking in college?
No, I'm not saying I didn't drink in college. What I'm saying is like I did not drink like that. I did not drink every weekend when I was a freshman.
I didn't say that you drank every weekend, but don't make it seem like.
I'm not saying I never drank, but I'm saying I only drank like
21,
I'm saying I did more drinking after I turned 21. Is all I was saying.
Oh, okay. If there was a party, I was drinking. I mean, I think 18. You could vote at 18. In other countries, you could drink at 18. So, you know.
True.
If
that's kind of where my thinking is.
If someone can go to war at 18, they should be able to drink at 18. So
I agree. That's why they changed the voting age, because it was a point in time in our country where you could be drafted at 18, but you couldn't vote until 21 or sometime after 18. And the argument was like, I can be sent to war but not vote for the people who are sending me. So look at
our historian.
You know, my dad taught me that. So, ready for the next hot take?
Sure.
Okay. let me preface this by saying, if there was an age limit to Twitter, what would that age limit be? So that could be
18.
18. So you had to be 18 to be on Twitter.
I think it should be 18 for all social media. Honestly,
okay.
Social media should be an adult thing. Personally,
I was gonna say, I think I was gonna say like 16, but definitely older than what it is now.
This new generation is trash, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but they're soft. They're easily offended. Mm-hmm. Their feelings get hurt, and you know, there's been more killings and suicides and stuff like that because kids are always being reminded by social media, and more bullying and more recordings, and they don't need social media. Kids don't really need phones. Like,
they don't. I mean, not for the.
But parents don't want to have to raise their children. I feel. Mm-hmm. You know, if I can give you this electronic, you can get the fuck out of my face. That's why there's 2-year-olds and 1-year-olds with iPads and all this other stuff, because I just want you to leave me alone. Like, I want to be able to do whatever I'm going to do, and I don't want to be a parent. And it should be like, don't have fucking kids. Okay. So, and social media is the devil, so.
That is a long-standing hill that TJ is ready to die on. All right. So, speaking of social media, next hot take. Does technology make people more lonely or feel more connected?
I think it makes people feel more connected.
I was going to say that makes them feel more lonely.
But they are more lonely.
So which side do you want to argue?
I'm saying that it does make you feel more connected. You can connect with more people on social media. Mm-hmm. You know, I can go online and play with people, make friends there. But then when all that's done, I'm alone.
Yeah. And I was going to say, like, people will... Like, kind of to your point, like, people are speaking... Shut up. People are commenting, they're liking, all stuff like that. But then, like, you look around you, like, people... With social media, people don't feel the need or the urge to physically be in contact with each other.
Social media is fucking trash. It's the devil. And...
Social media is definitely a problematic...
It helps, though. Don't get me
platform.
wrong. It's you know, you get your laughs there. You can communicate with people. If someone's in another country, you can still communicate with them and shit like that. But it has caused us to lose the simple things.
I feel like people don't know how to talk anymore.
You ask 10 people what numbers they remember, and they probably don't remember most numbers. Like phone numbers.
Oh, I told my kids about that today.
Like growing up, you used to be able to be...
Rattle
you had to remember them. Or you write them down. Now it's just in my phone. For a lot of people, if their phone were to like crash, they would be fucked. They wouldn't know no numbers. They wouldn't know anything because they just rely on it so much. And you know, that's why for my tip of the week, my relationship tip of the week, like walking, how many people go outside? No. When I was growing up, you go outside, kids were outside playing. You go to the park, there was kids playing basketball, you had kids playing down, some people were playing soccer, you know, kids were playing tag. Like, I really wonder how many kids know what tag is. No, you know, just the simple things, you know. And I think while social media has been, fuck social media, while internet has been great, it's a great advancement, it also hindered a lot of just growing.
It definitely, things have stunted us, and I agree in the sense that, like, I gave my students to for back to school, like, a survey I wanted them to take, just like getting to know you, reacquainted and stuff like that, but also kind of like a way to get their parents' phone, like, up-to-date phone numbers and stuff. And I had at least a handful of kids in each class that came to see me when they were taking the survey tell me, because I make them put their phones up in class, and they were like, I don't know my mother's number by heart, I don't know my dad's number by heart, can I look at my phone? I have students who don't know their phone number by heart.
Yeah, so that's a problem.
And so,
I know, I mean, I'm kind of guilty of it too, don't get me wrong.
I mean, but there's some basics I know. I know your number.
I know your number. I know my mother's.
My mother's.
I know my brother's.
my sisters.
I know.
I knew my dad's. I remember my old house number from in Queens.
I still know my house number.
That's about it.
I know Eric's. Everybody else changed their number. Like my mother, I used to know her number, but then she changed her number, and then my mother doesn't pick up, so it's like
she don't keep track of her phone. She don't never know what her phone is.
Doesn't make sense. My best friend Will, he changed his number
every 3 months,
a few times. I know Christian's number too. So
I don't know.
I'm just saying it's just so. But I also knew, like, when I met Christian at a time that you have to remember numbers.
Phone numbers. Yeah.
So
that's the thing. Yeah. So only the numbers I had to memorize at that point was that. So my mom's, my dad's, my sister's, yours, and my house.
One of my grandmother's.
I mean, I know the numbers here to the house, our landline.
I don't know. I don't recall that shit.
So. I mean, I don't, but sometimes we have to put it in for something. So, all right, last one. Ready?
Sure. Pearl Shrug, I'm daddy.
Well, stop doing it. I hate when you say sure.
It's my favorite word.
Ugh, you know what my favorite word is? Bitch? No. It's actually fuck. That's my favorite curse word. I digress. All right. So last hot take. Are people good or bad by nature? I'm going to count 3. You want to say our answer, okay? 1.
Just say it. Like, it doesn't have to be.
I was trying to be some build up. My bad. I say good.
I'm going to agree with you.
What? Not Mr. Pessimist.
I mean,
the glass is always half empty.
I've never seen an angry baby. Like, I've never seen a baby that just wasn't happy.
Okay.
So that's why I think it's people are good and they turn evil.
Mm-hmm. When did it turn evil? What age?
I don't know. I don't think it's an age thing necessarily. I think it's a environment thing. It's a person thing. It's what you go through. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure if you beat on a child from early, they may be timid. They may be, you know what I mean? Like,
or violent.
I'm pretty sure that there's little things that if you do to a child early, it reflects. It's like racism. I don't think racism is something you're born with. It's something that you're taught. You're taught to hate. You're not taught to. You don't know no better. Mm-hmm. But it's when you see something and it's like, nope, you don't talk to little black boy. Leave. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Okay.
I think everything is taught. You know, sexism.
All the isms.
Yeah, like
that's definitely true.
All that stuff is taught and it's by experiences. Like growing up in New York, I seen gay people. I was like 12. Between 12 and like 14, there was a kid who was a male. He was a boy, mm-hmm. and he transitioned into a woman. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, I knew you as
this person.
I mean, we didn't speak or nothing like that, but just saying, I saw all that stuff. So it was never like, you know. Mm-hmm. But imagine if I grew up in a household where they were like, yeah, all these derogatory slurs, then I probably would repeat it. You know what I mean? Oh. I didn't like Greek life because my father. So
this is true. You were like,
I was like, it was a legalized gang.
Okay, I didn't say anything.
No,
I take it back.
You wanted to see. You really wanted to.
Okay, listen.
And it brings you so much joy.
You've come a long way.
But it goes back to what you learn. So
that's
you sometimes spit back what you hear or what you see.
True. I'm actually surprised that you said that. I thought you were going to say bad people are bad by nature, or like evil by nature, I should say. Because everything's the devil, so...
Everything's the devil. I say social media is the devil. That's because you love social media so much, so...
I feel connected with social media. However, I have definitely been detoxing off of that since school started.
The fact that you got to say, I'm detoxing off of it. You know, today, one of my co-workers' friends, her brother... had a baby. Mm-hmm. Congrats. And, you know, I didn't say anything. So she was like, you didn't say anything. Like, I'm shocked. And I'm like, why? And I'm like, what happened? Like, and then in my mind, I realized, okay. But she posted it online. I haven't checked. Like, I'm so detached.
But I think she probably, maybe, what if she expected you to be on your phone? Like, she's like, you're on your phone all the time, so she was surprised.
I'm on my phone, but I'm not on my phone looking at social media. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of the waves I miss. A lot of shit I miss because I don't, like, I use my phone as a phone. I'm not using my phone as, let me see what's on Twitter, Instagram. Like, I'll check it, but I'm not on it. It's not like something I have to check every day or whatever. Honestly, since doing a podcast, I may check social media more because I may be responding to somebody. I may be reaching out to somebody. So, you know, someone may be liking or responding. So there's more of a reason for me to check it now. But in my real life, okay. But you love social media, so it's all good.
You know what? You're not gonna keep trying to like put these like little narratives on me. You're not gonna like wrap me up with a little bow and all neat and stuff. Oh, Danny's this. I win. She likes social media too much and blah blah blah. There's more to me. I'm a nuanced person.
I didn't say anything negative about you.
No, social media. Blah blah blah.
I'm just saying because she was like, I got a detox.
The point I didn't
it's
say.
It's been 3 days.
That's not how I sounded. All I'm saying is that
I get the shakes just thinking about it.
You just try to call me. What's his name from New Jack City? You try to call me Pookie?
Or you can be Gator.
Gator, I got a new dance for you, mama. All right. You ready to wrap this sucker up?
We can.
I sound like my dad when I said that. That's something he would say. All right. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. This is definitely a way better vibe than...
It definitely is. We may have to start doing the hot take more.
You liked it?
Yeah, it was...
Yay!
Because I don't like a lot of things, right?
Yeah, you don't like my idea. You do not like my ideas, not a lot of the time.
All the time.
What?
I like your ideas.
What's the last idea of mine you like besides this one?
We went out.
Oh, the escape room?
Boom.
You're so
Proved
lucky.
my point.
You're so lucky. All right. Well, as always, we appreciate you listening. And if you want to, please do follow us if you haven't already. You can find us on Instagram at Lovers Quarrel Show, on Twitter at Lovers Quarrel 7. And if you also have a question, a concern, or you want to know if you're on the right side of things, email us at loversquarrelshow@gmail.com.
Or you can DM us.
Or DM us, yes.
Or you can tweet us.
All these things.
I've got a tweet DM before.
Make us all feel connected. Don't say it.
I didn't say
Don't
anything.
say it. Because I'm watching. Your lips are going to come together and you're going to say fucking sure.
I had to think about what I was going to say.
Think of a word other than sure.
Cool.
Okay. Anywho, so this has been yet another episode of Lovers Quarrel, and as always, I'm your girl Dani.
And I'm your guy TJ.
And you know what?
The ambassador of the new cool. Yeah. I gotta push it, man.
Permanently exhausted pigeon.
My pigeon. I'm gonna start calling you that.
Don't call me. I'm your ladybug. I'm not your pigeon. Don't do that.
What happened to that girl?
Right.
Anyway, as always,
we fuss,
we fight,
but we love.
Bye.
Don't take my exit.
Bye.
Don't take my outro.
Bye.
What's going on, world? I'm gonna do that next episode.
I mean, go ahead.
Cut the mics. Bye.
I win.